It's 18th of July 2026 and my name is Osent. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, my name is Ruth Msakabanti and I'm very excited. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty fine. How's been your week?
I'm already tired in the morning. I'm grumpy in the morning, but I'm excited to be here.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Let's check out what we have lined up for you this morning on the show.
We discuss the death of Dr. Guy Scott, political violence in Kalingalinga, David Sniper Mwale faces Charlton Malajika of South Africa. In your movies, Spider-Man, Brand New Day starts 31st July. And our topic of discussion this morning, how much is enough to invest in a business? Good morning. Welcome to Bmtv Sunrise Weekend.
Sunrise Weekend right here on Bmtv, and my name is Ruth Musakabantu. I'm very excited because this is our first edition of the breakfast show on Bmtv. So today's topic, we're looking at how much is enough to invest in business. Osent, business.
But that also depends on the type of business. Because I'm thinking, sometimes you have a budget to say maybe the business that I want to do, I need a 10,000 kwacha. Then we'll discuss it in a 5 zat. So now you can't keep it until you raise that money. Then you fail to reach that target. So it also depends the kind of business. Because I'm thinking, if I want to start selling maybe what's the cheapest business I can think of? Zira. So we think of Malaysia. Malaysia is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
So maybe
I think you're right. I think you're right. It depends with the kind of business that you want to do. So I'll give an example. One time, Nenzechina 25 kwacha. So
like 25
kwacha, 20 kwacha and 5 kwacha coin. So I had wanted to start up something. Then I went to, we call it thrift now. It's Salaula. So I went to Salaula. I found some really nice dresses. They're costing 5 kwacha. I got 5. And do you know how much I sold those dresses for?
So it made a little profit.
See? So you're right about you saying we need to, also know what kind of business that we want to do.
But again, looking at what you have just said, it's most of the Zambians, we want a lot of money to start our business. But I think we can even start with a small money, just like you said, the 25 kwacha.
Problem number one.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we can throw it to you watching at home right now. Remember, we are live on BMTV channel 114 on Top Stand, also on Facebook and on YouTube. You can catch us and make sure that you give us your feedback looking at the topic that we have. So how much can you invest? Looking at the kind of business that you are thinking of doing, how much can you put aside? So that's what we want to get from you. Remember, the number is there on the bottom of the TV screen and in the comment section on Facebook and on YouTube. You can still drop those messages and we're able to read them as we go on with the show. So a lot of things have been lined up for you to this morning. I can't wait. The number of things that I want to watch out on the program.
Yes, we have a lot lined up. So we're going to be talking to a governance expert. We're also going to be having just to reflect on the death of the former Vice President, Dr. Guy Scott, which you have Temani and Sonta to discuss and help us understand a little bit of how Dr. Guy Scott lived. And we must say we are conveying our condolences to the nation as well as the Scott family.
That I think that you have to watch out of the program. We're going to have sports and Kondon will be in the studio, talk to different people that we're going to be having in the studio to look at a number of things to do with sports, boxing. And we know, is it tomorrow or Sunday? So Argentina versus Spain. So I know, I don't know if you're a sports person. So I don't know where you're putting your money.
Osent, me and sports. So I will watch for the sake of watching, but me and sports, trust me, I know nothing about sports. Totally nothing.
As a paper, I'm ikapo something about to know what happened. The next week on Saturday, that person to my phone. We're just going to win, but it will be very interesting. And I think is the World Cup only happens once in a while, so something that you have to watch. I never watched a number of games, but I can't wait to watch I want to watch the first game, opening match, and the last one I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Do you know what I do? I only watch the highlights because I need my beauty sleep. Come on.
But I think you should be watching. I think I'll give you all the episodes for Behind the Whistle, then you'll be able to catch up with what was happening.
No, you're so right.
Okay.
What do you think? these local games, you need to be taking it to the stadiums. And
that's good in August. So we'll look at that.
I can't wait. Very excited.
Interesting. So we're going to be talking to a number of people on the program. So you just have to make sure that you send us those messages. And of course, maybe in future, we're going to consider getting your phone calls, whereby you can just call us and we're able to give you feedback on different things that we're looking at. So quickly, we're going to be talking to Mr. Isaac Mwanza, a governance activist. We're going to look at a different number of things, like Ruth said, a number of things that have been happening. And one of 26 days to go to 13th of August.
I hope my voters card jano mnakunkumula kudala ready to vote.
Culprit. Voters card yanga. I need to find time, maybe tomorrow. Those days when we were staying with our parents, but
you need to be keeping those things for yourselves.
Okay, tomorrow, but I have to look for my voters card because I haven't changed where I'm voting from. I'm still using the same polling station, so I'll find it.
Yeah, you need to get your voters card ready. It's very important for young people to actually vote, and just everyone in general, because your vote counts, your vote matters, and it is very important for the future of the country. So it is important to vote, not to kind of mentality.
So what time did you wake up in 2021?
What time? 05 in
But you managed to vote?
Yes, 05 in Palainin.
You know, one thing I loved about my area where I'm voting from, I'm like in the same section, so quite a steep line. So I remember I was voting, I think it was a Thursday, and I voted around 9 hours.
The city is, I think.
Yes. Okay, so for now, we're going to be talking to Mr. Mwanza. He's on call, and we just want to have a chat with him on a number of things that have been happening for the past 90 days. So before even nominations were done, a number of things have happened. So we just want to get more information from him. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. And how's the family?
No, we're okay. We're okay. How are you?
Not bad.
Great.
Very soon, I think we need to have you in the studio. But it's good that you managed to pick our call, and we just have to have a mean chat about what's going to happening. You know, we just have 25 days to 13th of August. So, Mr. Mwanza, quickly, we have seen a number of presidential running mates withdrawing from participating in these elections. And I know people, they might not have an idea what the Constitution says. So quickly, you can tell us what's the way forward? What does the Constitution say when a running mate withdraws from participating and only the presidential candidate is there?
Yeah, so as you may know, this matter has been taken to court on the running mates after withdrawing for the court to interpret what the Constitution says. There is no express provision in the Constitution that talks about the withdrawal of running mates or candidates in an election. In fact, if you remember very well, in 2022, the matter was in court when Gears took that matter to court. And the decision of the court was that the only candidates that belong to political parties can resign from their political parties, not resign from an election. But they also said that independents cannot withdraw. They said withdrawal can only happen before the close of nomination. So the point of the law is that the resignation is the resignation from a political party and not from an election. But like I said, this is a matter that is in court, and it will come up in court very soon for determination. Most likely before the end of this month, the nation will know what the Constitutional Court will say about those who are withdrawing from the race and deciding to support other candidates.
Okay, so Mr. Mwanza, now my next question is, if the presidential candidate wins the election but they don't have a running mate, what happens?
That is the reason why the matter is in court, because according to the Constitution, a presidential running mate must have a presidential candidate must have a running mate. There is no longer a choice of choosing a vice president after you have been elected in Zambia. We changed that system in 2016. So if you're a presidential candidate, you cannot say, I'll wait until after the election, after I've been elected into office, that's when I'll choose the running mate. In short, what I'm trying to say is that such a ticket is defective. It's a defective ticket. You remember we had taken the issue of Fred Membe and Dori Kabanda to court, and our argument in court was that when a running mate falls off, even the presidential candidate must fall off. The reason is that they come as a package. The ticket is one that is binary in nature. Means that you cannot separate a running mate from a presidential candidate. The two must go side by side. But the court lost an opportunity to pronounce themselves on that matter. But they have now another opportunity for them to state what the law is when a running mate decides to step aside, or when a candidate himself decides to step aside and the running mate remains in the race. What should happen? Those are the issues that the court would have to decide.
Mr. Moses, is it something that wasn't considered when we are amending the Constitution to look at what if this happens when we are amending the Constitution? Or is it something that we thought might not happen?
So the problem is not the problem of the last constitutional amendment process. The problem was the problem that started in the way in 2015, 2016, during the PF era, of course. You remember that the technical committee led by Justice Lungwe had made the recommendations on how to deal with the candidates that resign or that withdraw 30 days before an election. What did we see? When the bill was taken to Parliament in 2015, 2016 for enactment, the members of Parliament did not pay attention to that. They removed a lot of things in the Constitution and gave us what is called the Amendment Act number 2 of 2016. So all those provisions that we are dealing with, the running mates who resign, a candidate who resigns, were removed. So if we did not remove those provisions in 2016, we would not have been here. But again, we missed an opportunity in the last amendment process to address these gaps in the Constitution. What is required at this point is after the election, there must be a comprehensive review of the Constitution so that we can address the gaps which are existing.
So now, looking at this now, I don't want to dwell much on this because of the issue which is in court. Is it that maybe after the general election, do we see having another amendment of the Constitution to look at these lacunas in the Constitution is worked on?
Me, I can tell you from the point of the constitutional law that you cannot make a perfect constitution. There is no perfect constitution around the world. Not even the American Constitution is perfect. The Americans themselves, when they came up with a constitution 200 years ago, it didn't have the Bill of Rights. It didn't have a number of provisions. But over a period of time, amendments were made. There have been 28 amendments that have been made to the American Constitution. So our Constitution is equally not perfect. Even if you drafted it how many times, even when we do a comprehensive review, there will still be some imperfections in the Constitution, because it is drafted by human beings. And that is the reason why you form a constitutional court, such that when you notice some imperfections in the Constitution, the court must be able to pronounce itself. So no matter how many times we are going to review the Constitution, we shouldn't expect that we are going to have it perfect, because it's done by human beings. Only angels probably can make a constitution that is perfect, but for human beings, we can't. So yes, we need a comprehensive review of the Constitution just to address things that we have seen now, but that should come after the election. And we should not wait until another general election. That's when we start reviewing the Constitution. Immediately after the general election, we must begin the process of reviewing it.
Okay. So now I was looking at the different scenario. Let's put it this way. The presidential candidate dies, and whilst we withdrew or dies, whichever way, but we still have the running mate. In this situation, how can it be done? Is it something, again, that will give us problem? Like,
so there are two scenarios which I would like the members of the public to understand. Mm-hmm. When a candidate resigns in the Constitution, resigns from a political party, or they have been disqualified by the court, the election still goes ahead with the remaining candidates. There is no replacement. But the scenario that you have mentioned, where a candidate has died, a presidential candidate has died, what happens? What happens there is that the election is cancelled. So if we are going to have a presidential candidate who decides to die on the 12 August, it means that the election would have to be cancelled, and then we have a fresh nomination because the candidate has died. That is what the Constitution says. But for these other two scenarios where you resign or you are disqualified by a court, the election just goes ahead. There is no fresh nomination. So only death can trigger an election to be cancelled and to hold a fresh nomination.
Okay, now I love the point that you have just mentioned. Now I was looking at another situation of Azeve Chungu, who is on the ballot, and he decided to give support to Brian Mondubire, but he's a presidential candidate and he's on the ballot. What happened in this situation? We just leave it like that?
Again, I want to say that is a matter which is in court now.
Okay.
Those that would want to know is that we have one candidate, presidential candidate, who has decided to step aside. Then we have two candidates that have decided running mates who have decided to also withdraw. So the three situations are currently before the courts of law.
Okay. So a quick one now. We can also look at the situation that happened on Thursday in Eastern Province, where we saw one of the a member of parliament, he died. And now, what does the Constitution say? Are we cancelling the elections in Eastern Province, or we are going on since the ballot papers have already been printed in Dubai?
So that election in Ilumezi constituency is cancelled by operation of the Constitution. Like I said, when a candidate has died, that election is cancelled. So the election in Ilumezi constituency will remain cancelled, and there will be fresh nominations where all political parties are going to renominate their members, and an election will be held. So the way the law operates is that even now, ECZ can hold fresh nominations to allow all political parties to nominate, and the elections to proceed on the 30th. Or they can decide to hold that by-election after August as a by-election. So it is up to the ECZ to make a decision at this point whether they want to hold this by-election together with they want to hold the Lumezi election together with the general election, or they want to hold it after the general election has taken place.
I remember in the time we were amending the Constitution for the running mate, years back, I remember there was a situation where a number of people said, maybe why don't we push the same agenda or the same provision in the Constitution to say we can also push it to the member of parliament and also councillors to say maybe when the person dies, there's the way we replace them instead of spending so much money to run elections. How far did that go, and maybe do we see in the near future to have that provision in the Constitution?
We may see those provisions depending on what the people of Zambia decide to do after the elections. If we are going to amend the Constitution or do a comprehensive review, we should be able to take into account those situations where people die, where people resign, and all the gaps that are existing in the Constitution. So it is up to the next process and what the people of Zambia decide to do at this point that will determine the future of the law that deals with elections. But strictly speaking, the problem that we have in this country is that we have a lot of jokers that are running for elections. I call them jokers because running for public office should be a serious mandate. And I think there must be consequences for those that withdraw from an election after they have filed their nomination. There must be a penalty for that. They must be disqualified from holding public office. They must be disqualified from holding any political office for a certain period of time because they are jokers and they are a waste of time. So for me, I think that is the way that we must go as a country.
Mr. Mwanza, as we conclude your concluding remarks, as we get to wrap up this chat with you.
I ask all Zambians to remain peaceful ahead of these elections, and I ask all the political parties that it is your duty to monitor these elections to ensure that your votes are protected, your votes are credible. If you don't do it and you just wait on civil society to do it, as political parties, then you are missing it. You have a duty as political parties to monitor the elections and to ensure that the results reflect how the voters voted. There is a tendency by monitors and political party agents that when they see their candidate is not performing well at the polling station, they decide to leave. Those are very bad habits, and we hope that political parties are going to train their agents to ensure that they remain at the polling station until the last minute, until they verify the results that come out of there.
Mr. Monza, thank you very much for your time, and we're looking forward to host you in the studio next time when we think maybe there's something that we need you to add the voice on. Thank you very much for having
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So that was Mr. Isaac Mwanza, a governance activist. We're just having a chat over a number of things that has happened for the past few days on the number of things to do with the elections. As you know, we only have a few days to go. And for now, we're going to see what Temwani and our guy there is looking very fresh early in the morning. Good morning, guys.
morning, Osent. You're looking sharp yourself. Ruth, clearly not an early morning person, but nice to see you transitioning and picking up that energy, you know?
Yeah.
I must confess, I'm not a Saturday morning specifically person myself. The rest of the week, I get up really early, but Saturday was the day that I recuperate and just get some rest. But I guess that's done and dusted for now. We've got this show going on. Excited, you know? But otherwise, you guys are looking good.
You're looking great as well.
Interesting sentiments there with regards to our topic of discussion this morning and starting a business. I'm guilty as charged, guys. Like, I typically am that person who believes in having a chunk of money to do business. So just listening to Ruth talk about how she used 25 kwacha to make a 500 kwacha is inspiring. I think I need to go back to the drawing board and look at other avenues. By the way, Ruth, I'm still waiting for my ties. So let's work on that.
I know. I will deliver. Trust. I will deliver.
Yeah, also it could do with a tie and a jacket.
No problem. I think that's another business we can work on.
I'll supply jackets and ties to you guys.
Please. All right. But otherwise, guys, we continue to reflect on the legacy of one of Zambia's distinguished statesmen, Dr. Guy Scott, who passed away on the 15th of July this year. As Bmtv, we did piece something together for the viewers out there to watch. Some leaders are remembered for the offices they held. Others are remembered for the ideas they championed. And then there are those whose lives become part of a nation's history. Dr. Guy Lindsay Scott belonged to the latter. Born on the 1st of June 1944 in Livingston, Northern Rhodesia, now Zambia, Dr. Scott would go on to become one of the country's most distinctive political figures. His journey would see him serve as Member of Parliament, Cabinet Minister, Vice President, and at one of Zambia's most delicate moments, Acting President of the Republic. On the 15th of July 2026, Zambia lost Dr. Guy Scott at the age of 82, closing the chapter on a remarkable career that spanned more than 3 decades of public service. Known for his sharp intellect, candid opinions, and unmistakable wit, Dr. Scott was a politician who rarely shied away from difficult conversations. Whether admired or challenged for his views, he remained unwavering in his commitment to serving the country he proudly called home. His political journey began in 1990 when Zambia embraced multi-party democracy. Dr. Scott joined the movement for multi-party democracy, where he was elected chairperson for the party's Agriculture Committee ahead of Zambia's first democratic elections under the new political dispensation. Just a year later, he was elected Member of Parliament from Mpika Central and appointed Minister of Agriculture, Food and Fisheries in President Frederick Chiluba's government. His first major test came almost immediately. In 1992, Zambia was struck by one of the most devastating droughts in history. With grain reserves critically low and millions facing food insecurity, Dr. Scott led emergency efforts to secure maize inputs while implementing agricultural policies that helped the country recover. The following season, Zambia recorded a bumper harvest, a turnaround many regarded as one of the defining moments of his tenure. His political journey would continue to evolve. After leaving the MMD, Dr. Scott co-founded the Lima Party before helping establish the Zambia Alliance for Progress, driven by his enduring belief in political reform, democratic participation, and national development. In 2001, another defining chapter began. Dr. Scott joined forces with Michael Chilufya-Sata to help build the Patriotic Front from a fledgling opposition movement into one of Zambia's most influential political parties. Their partnership would shape the country's landscape for more than a decade. That journey reached its pinnacle in 2011 when the Patriotic Front won the general election. Dr. Guy Scott was sworn in as Vice President for the Republic of Zambia, becoming the first white Zambian to hold the office since the country's independence in 1964, a historic milestone that attracted international attention, but which he often brushed aside, insisting he was simply a proud Zambian saving his country. Yet history had one more defining moment in store. On the 28th of October 2014, President Michael Chilufya-Sata passed away in office, plunging the nation into mourning. As Vice President, Dr. Scott assumed the role of acting president, guiding Zambia through one of the most sensitive constitutional transitions in its history. For nearly 3 months, he presided over government, maintained constitutional order, and oversaw preparations for the January 2015 presidential election. Although he was constitutionally barred from contesting the presidency because both of his parents were not Zambian by birth or descent under the constitutional provisions that existed at the time, Dr. Scott fulfilled his responsibility with composure, ensuring a peaceful transfer of power after the election.
The current constitution under which we are operating right now, the one which happens to exclude me from standing for the presidency on the grounds that my father and mother were not Zambian, that was amended to introduce that as a restriction in 1996.
Throughout his career, Dr. Guy Scott remained unmistakably himself. He was known for his humor, his quick wit, his fearless honesty, and his willingness to challenge convention. He brought intellectual curiosity into politics, often encouraging debate rather than demanding agreement. Whether addressing parliament, speaking to journalists, or engaging ordinary citizens, he never hesitated to say what he believed. Today, Zambia remembers more than a vice president. It remembers a farmer who understood the land, an economist who believed in development, a politician who helped shape the country's democratic evolution, and a statesman who answered the call of duty when the nation needed steady leadership most. Dr. Guy Lindsay Scott's life was one of service, resilience, and conviction. His legacy will remain woven into Zambia's democratic story, reminding future generations that leadership is not only defined by the office one holds, but by the impact one leaves behind. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Bmtv joins the rest of Zambia in mourning a gallant leader. Well, from that brief profile you just watched, you can tell his contribution to agriculture, governance, and democratic continuity remains part of Zambia's political history. Whether one agrees with his politics or not, Dr. Scott leaves behind certainly an indelible mark, legacy of service that deserves recognition. As a nation, it is important we do extend our heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, colleagues, and all Zambians mourning his passing. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Although born to Scottish parents, Dr. Scott always insisted that Zambia was the only home that he knew. He was born in Livingston in 1944 and chose to dedicate his life to serving Zambia rather than pursuing a career abroad. His life became an example of citizenship defined by commitment rather than ancestry. Zambia faced what was described as the drought of the century. There were virtually no maize reserves, yet Dr. Scott led an emergency grain imports and coordinated logistics that helped avert the food crisis. The following season produced a strong recovery harvest. Also, you will remember that when President Michael Sata passed away in October of 2014, emotions were high and the country faced a lot of uncertainty. Dr. Scott's most enduring contribution may have been ensuring a peaceful constitutional transition. You know, in Africa, it's really hard to see that happen. But rather than clinging to power, he oversaw the process that led to fresh elections and handed over power peacefully. Perhaps Dr. Scott's greatest lesson wasn't simply because he became acting president. It was that he showed leadership is about protecting institutions, respecting the Constitution, and handing over power peacefully. What a gallant leader. Sondra joins me this morning as we continue to mourn. The election campaign as well continues to gather momentum. Sondra?
Morning, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Amazing.
Yeah? Energetic this morning?
Oh, yeah. It's a weekend. What else?
I like how you come off as if you were actually the first one to get here.
We've started. We've started again.
Yeah, but
I've got an update in as far as political violence is concerned. Exactly 26 days remaining, before the 13th of August 2026 elections.
Yeah.
The deadline has been set, which is 12th of August, and the voting day will be exactly on the 13th of August, and the results will be announced on the 17th. But what is sad is that what started to be a smooth, campaign journey has actually transform it to something that we didn't anticipate and predict.
Yeah.
Now, let me take you through to the most recent, incidences that occurred in as far as political violence is concerned. There was a girl in Kalingalinga who was actually injured.
Right.
And due to a road show that was actually, taking place, the police were trying to control the cloud of those who were coming, to block roads and everything. A road show, the way it is actually done, one political party has to, be moving along the roadside. But there was a point where we saw some political, supporters blocking roads and everything.
Yeah.
So it brought to the attention of the police officers to control the situation. But let me drive you to what we have this year compared to last year. Last elections. 2021, we had a number of political violence compared to this year. Now, let me do a breakdown. The document that I have here verifies information of, political violence during the 2021 election and 2026. We saw in 2021 elections, ECZ suspended campaigns in Lusaka, in Pulungu, Namwala, and Nakonde due to violence. Then coming back to 2021, no nationwide campaign was suspended. We saw any nationwide campaign suspension announced, but only localized clashes reported.
Yeah.
In campaign road shows, we saw bans due to violence and COVID-19 in 2021. And coming back to 2026, campaigns continued with police interventions in some incidences, including Kalingalinga, which recently happened.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to the 2021, we saw the defense force deployed to control the situation. But currently, we're seeing only police officers controlling the situation, no national-wide military deployment, which was announced. So now, another observation that I've actually observed is the Observer verified one political motivated murder during the campaign in 2021. Then currently, 2026 elections, we haven't seen any official death statistics.
There were some alleged incidences, I believe, from Kalingalinga. There was, a mention of 8 people, which has been cleared, that there was no death there,
Not verified, yes. So basically, the key points I have right here, in 2021, we saw broader institutional interventions than 2026. 2026 has experienced localized political violence. And now, coming to the campaign status, and as far as the campaign status is concerned, this time around, it has changed. The environment has changed. We've seen a number of voters increasing. 2021, an indicator shows that 2021 had about 7,023,489 registered voters. This time around, we've got 8,786,300 registered voters. That's a difference there.
So there's an increase in the number of voters in this particular election.
Indeed. On top of that, we've got constituencies that have actually increased from 156 constituencies. So far, we've got about 226 constituencies, which means there's a lot of work to be done this time around.
All right. Thank you for that, Sondra. I think if you look at the current campaign status, you could see it's encouraging that the turnouts for the rallies are quite huge. A lot of people are coming out in numbers. And as should be the case, I think everybody should exercise their constitutional right to go out there and vote. But we must strongly condemn these sporadic acts of violence. You know, we're not known for that. It's a democratic country. Everybody should be able to go out there and campaign peacefully. Plus, the ECZ did put out a statement to confirm that, you know, as much as we are in mourning, the campaigns must go on. I think, obviously, looking at the timelines, as you said earlier, 26 days to go till we get to voting. So there really is no time. And yeah, I guess the call out there is just for people to remain peaceful, to remain calm.
Another difference. And, another difference in as far as you know this year's elections with the last general election that we had in 2026, we saw about you know, presidential candidates who were about 16 presidential candidates. So then this time around we've reduced to 14. And most of those, I'm sure you heard from the political analysts who made it clear, those who dropped out, those who thought of joining other camps, there's something that is being done there in courts and everything. But now, 167 members to members of parliament to 280 members of parliament. Don't you think there'll be the National Assembly will be involving?
I mean, it's governance issues. You need as much minds as you can get together to make, obviously, amendments and bills that will benefit the nation. But that being said, it's obviously a time factor. We have to see how this works out. I'm looking forward to August 13th to vote. I hope that you have your voter's card ready.
My voter's card is ready, and I'm geared.
Yeah.
And if you noticed, Temwani, this year's campaigns are all characterized by, you know, economic recovery, debt restructuring, and unemployment and everything.
Yeah.
Cost of living. There's a similar message from both sides. It's not easy for us to tell that, you know, this political party will carry the day, this other political party will carry the day, because what is actually being portrayed is something that, you know, cannot be easily predicted.
Well, Sondra, my sentiments really on that are, may the best candidate win. Zambia decides. Indeed, it is in your hands. That being said, all right, we also still have our topic of discussion for this morning. All right, so please do feel free to engage with us. The number is calling on your screen. Do tell us how much is enough to invest in a business. We've heard from Sontua, we've heard from Ruth, and obviously me, the procrastinator who wants lots of money to start a business, now will be thinking otherwise. We'll take a short break and then we do return with more on the show. Keep watching BMTV. Good morning.
People muliche kukomboni kumayadi konse dine muntu wanu DJ Jack pa BMTV nachi good news wagai pachi program chanu chiyashtabwa People's Playlist papwera kuwina mastata mtu wanga papwera kuwina masagari siku tambache iya ni kuwina na ndalama kuwina is ndalama mtu wanga ni everyday pa BMTV 13 hours show ya People's Playlist ikayamba Vochita ni kutenga phone yako wa dial *770 *3# kwa sira papwera chi message tokufunza ufuna matiketi ya ngati. The more tickets you buy muntu wanga ukala na machances ya mbili yo wina mastata ya pa BM kwacha giveaway taya game iwe. For more information tikonge muntu wanga pa BMTV channel 114 pa Top Star futi ungaendela pa Facebook iwe ni BMTV channel 114 na pa YouTube ye pali ma details ya mbili mtu wanga pitilizo tamba BMTV iwe ni Z.
New vibes with BMTV. Get ready, Zambia, because BMTV is about to bring you the hits with local stories, drama, comedy, and news that is all about you. Local vibes only. Catch stories from Lusaka to Livingston, towns to villages, Zambian stories told by Zambians. Drama and entertainment, from townships to trending shows, we have the best local content. News that you care about, local news, national pride, and what's happening in your hood. Your stories, our spotlight. We feature you, your talents, and your passions. Tune in now and let's vibe, Zambia. BMTV, Zambia's light, Zambia's voice.
You're watching BMTV channel 114 Top Star. Mutamba BMTV channel 114 Top Star. Muletamba BMTV pa channel 114 Top Star.
You're still watching Sunrise Weekend on BMTV channel 114 on Top Star. And remember, you can also go and watch on our Facebook page, that's BMTV Zambia. And of course, on our YouTube channel, you can also get more information. Watch other shows that we've been having, that we have, and just to catch up. So we had an interesting conversation with a number of people. And of course, if you are just watching right now, you don't have to miss next week so that you're able to catch up. But still, you can also go on YouTube. You can catch up with the repeat so that you're able to know what was happening, because some of the information that we're discussing is something that you just have to catch up. Ruth, I know we have a number of messages that have been sent from the time we started. What do we have?
So the first message says, good morning, BMTV. Congratulations on the launch of the breakfast show. Wishing the entire team all the best. We can't wait to make this part of our morning routine. We are also excited, like I said.
Interesting.
Yeah. Then this one says, watching from Kitwe, we don't have the names. The show looks amazing already. Looking forward to the news, interviews, and all the exciting conversations. Keep it up. One last one says, hello, BMTV. It's wonderful to see a fresh morning program on our screens. Wishing everyone behind the scenes a successful launch. Have a fantastic first show.
You also have the
beautiful
message for us.
Yes, everyone behind the scenes, the camera people hiding right now, and programming, everyone is wishing you a happy first breakfast show. We're pretty much excited.
I can't wait for next week.
Yeah.
Okay, for now, we're going to check also what we have in the newspapers. The number of big story that has been on the news in the newspaper starting on Monday up to now. We have a number of stories. And I was just looking at the first newspaper in the morning when I woke up at 4. I woke up at 4 for the first time.
Wow.
Imagine.
Congratulations.
On a Saturday.
You are always late, by the way. It's great that you wake up early, way early in the morning.
But if I have to wake up at 4, meaning my alarm has to be on maybe by, let's say 3.
Yeah, I know.
Because I have to wapundukira. And if who's a chair and paper saying wedding.
Na malamu ya bit. Ya first.
Yeah, number 4 depending on. So now we check out some of the newspapers, biggest stories in the newspapers. I was checking out the first story in the morning in News Diggers, which says campaigns continues even during national morning.
Yes.
That's by ECZ.
Yeah.
So when I had the announcement that we're going to have 5 days of national morning, which is ending on Monday, the first thing that I was telling myself, like, is it not going to disturb the campaign? Because campaign, you can't just go and campaign kuribe nyimbo zafuta babaliza time vina and they just go there with a straight face like no vote for us or something. But it's good to have that information coming from that campaign. But does it mean entertainment will still be there?
No, well, they gave guidelines on how the campaigns should go about, because they said in as much as you are having your campaigns, you need to know that you're actually mourning. So whatever we're doing should be in line with,
Don't you think maybe we needed a break for 5 days?
But then they do have a timetable with when the political parties are supposed to campaign. So that can disturb. This is maybe why, hence the ECZ has said the campaigns need to go on. So if maybe at the political rallies people were dancing musango winango, they just need to tone it down a little bit.
And have you noticed that every time we are going to general election, we're voting, we also have, during the 90 days of campaigns, we also have national morning?
I haven't noticed that.
Ah, serious?
No.
Ah, okay.
Really?
Yeah. I remember.
No, I didn't.
Okay, let me just take you to 2021. I think that's the time we lost Dr. Kaunda.
Oh yes, and the campaigns went on again. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I think it's not a new thing that this happened, but anyway, we've seen the guideline coming from ECZ. So we look at the next story again that we had in the newspapers this morning that we can also look forward to. So the numbers that came up, and I think people have to look at the number of things. So now. Interesting thing that happened yesterday, like the UPND, let me say the president and the vice president are on the Northern Province.
Yes.
And the way they've been campaigning, the president is on his own. and the vice president is is also now. So now this time around they met on one stage that was in Northern Province, and it was, when I watched the video, it was kind of interesting, and that's the main headline in the newspaper, in the Daily Mail newspaper. Yes, so it's something that I saw, and someone passed a comment the other week to say, why are other guys not doing like what the president is doing, whereby we have the Uranimate campaigning on the other side of the country, and the president is on the other side. But now I looked at, no, I said, the difference here is because a certain political party, they're given a timetable. So you can't be...
I get you.
You get it? So that's what we're saying. You have to move with your running mate. It's different from the president. Yeah. Yes. So that's one of the stories that we look at the final copy of the newspaper this morning. What story is the big story in the newspaper? Remember, if you haven't managed to look at everything that we're discussing, you can go on our Facebook page. That's BMTV Zambia. You can able to check all the newspapers early in the morning that we post before 6 hours in the morning.
Okay, so the Times of Zambia says better days are coming, and this says HH captivating messages whilst North as XPF. I can't see. I need my glasses. I need my glasses.
By
but
next week.
The headline says better days are coming. This is the Times of Zambia. And
I've seen that there's a part where it says 24 million ballot papers printed already.
Yes. I honestly need my glasses. The fonts are too small. I can't see.
Even on your phone. Even on the screen.
I can't see. I wish I could read. Well, that's too far. You could actually help.
Better days are coming, and of course, the mean sub-headline says 24 million ballot papers already printed. So, meaning we should have supposed to have the ballot papers maybe a few days before voting.
Yes, and we've had just yesterday in the news we saw that some people were claiming that ECZ is printing ballot papers from Tanzania, and they have dismissed this claim, saying these are false allegations. This is actually the second time this is being mentioned. So we do understand that
like you said, the first time I think there was an issue where saying, why are we printing more than?
Yes.
But I feel we need to print more than we are supposed to. If we're saying we're going to vote 6 million people, I think we can even have, let's say, 70 million in case of, because as a voter, you have a right to say, if you are going to vote, maybe you mark on maybe you damage the ballot paper. You can still go and say, okay, I need another one. So we need to replace. So I think we need to print more than we need.
Yes, I think you're so much right. But the concerns of ECZ are actually the false accusations concerning the printing of the ballot papers in Tanzania and not in Dubai. So they've dismissed the claims to say that the ballot papers are going to be printed in Dubai and not Tanzania. So we need to dismiss the allegations. These are false. So we need to put that out there.
Okay, so that's what we had for you in the newspaper pick for this morning. We're going to look forward for next week to see what are some of the biggest stories that we're going to have in the newspaper. But hey, something big is happening. It's the mood has just changed. The mood has just changed.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that is happening this weekend and maybe even other weekends. So we can't just do a breakfast show without looking what's happening in sports and a number of things. I can't wait. I was waiting for this segment. Like I wanted to say a number of things. That's the first time I'm saying
a champion.
Yeah.
9.
Even just the belt this.
I'm just saying, I'm like, wow. I only watch on TV. I've never been to a boxing match, game. I don't know what you call it. I haven't been, like I said, sports, please invite me for this.
You know one thing I love about boxing? It's a game. If you're going to watch, you have to go early.
Yeah. Imasira fast.
Ufika chat ya sira. So you have to be there on time.
You're right.
Kwa Tanzania na past time.
Zambian time. We have not
Fika chat ingatiamba 16 hours. By 14 wafika. Wangache bonse wakupeza. So ati wangala na via bonse vivishtika.
1 minute yasira kudala.
Ufika yasira kudala. Amanzi tapla kuti. Okay, for now let's see what going on as for us this morning in sports.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you so much. As you can see, we've got an exciting weekend filled with sports. As you already mentioned, we have an exciting interview with somebody doing big things already in Zambia. But before we actually get to that, we'll just give you a few headlines of other sporting events that are happening around the country. We'll begin with the confirmed transfer of Moses Shuma from Power Dynamos to Amazulu in South Africa. The Power Dynamos Kenyan international has confirmed his transfer from Power Dynamos to Amazulu. The contract has officially been signed. We have seen that he has been transferred, even though he had 1 year left on his contract with Power Dynamos, but we now see that he is officially an Amazulu player. Schumer leaves the Kitweights team after making a huge impact in the just ended season. We saw that he scored 21 league goals in the just ended season and 23 goals in all competitions. He helped Power Dynamos to a back-to-back title. He had a very good form, which earned him MTN Super League Golden Boot and the Fans Player of the Season award. Good luck to Moses Schumer as he takes on his new role in Amazulu FC in South Africa. Another story making headlines are the Copper Queens as they prepare for the AFCON, the ladies' AFCON that will be happening in Morocco starting next week, July 25th. The Zambia Copper Queens have just arrived in Algeria, where they are set to go through 2 friendly games before they actually go on to Morocco to begin the actual tournament. This is the Copper Queens were actually the first team to qualify for these ladies AFCON tournament after they beat Namibia 7-2 on aggregate during the qualifiers. This will also be Coach Nora's first charge of the team as the ladies head coach. We are looking forward to her hopefully achieving more than we did in the last time we were at the ladies AFCON in 2022, where we came out 3rd. Hopefully the team will do better this year and qualify. The team alongside our captain, Barbara Banda, leads a 26-player squad alongside informed striker Rachel Kundananji, and hopefully we'll see great things from this team in Morocco, rather, not Algeria, as they prepare right now. Zambia is in quite a tough group where we see them alongside the defending champions Nigeria, Egypt, as well as the informed Malawi. This will be a very exciting group stage games for us, Zambia. The fixture looks as follows. On July 28th, Zambia will face Egypt. On August 1st, we'll see Zambia versus Nigeria. And on August 5th, we'll see Zambia facing off against Malawi. For Zambia, this is a big tournament. As we recently established, Zambia is one of the few countries in the ladies football that have managed to qualify for every major tournament in the ladies football. So a top 4 finish for Zambia in this tournament will guarantee us a qualification to the next World Cup next year, being held in Brazil. So we'd like to wish our Copper Queens all the best as they take on this new challenge. Another story making headlines this weekend is the World Cup. As we reach the climax of this tournament, we will have seen the 3rd and 4th place games being played today, as well as the final being played tomorrow. The 3rd place game will be taken on between France and England in Miami. This game will be played today. This is Saturday, 18th July. The game will kick off at 23 hours in Miami, where we'll now see the likes of Kylian Mbappe facing off against Harry Kane. Kylian Mbappe is currently the tournament's top goal scorer with 8 goals. He'll probably want to finish the tournament on a very high note for himself, probably be the Golden Boot winner. Hopefully we'll see some more goals in this tournament. And the biggest game, to summarize this whole tournament, the final, will happen tomorrow between Argentina and Spain. This is a must-watch final as we see Lionel Messi's probably last World Cup, and he'll probably want to go out in big fashion. So we see him facing off against Spain in this huge matchup that will be played tomorrow, July 19th. This game will start at 21 hours in New Jersey. So 2 big matches to close out the 2026 World Cup. Good luck to all 4 teams as they conclude the World Cup. Now in studio, I'm being joined by Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotions Manager and Promoter, Mr. Christopher Malunga. And alongside him is the WBC International Champion with 13 fights, 7 knockouts, and 0 losses, Bantamweight Champion, David Sniper Mwale. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Yes. I think I'll start with talking to the champion himself, Sniper.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your impressive run so far with all the matches that the fights that you've had to get you to this point. How have your preparations been for the next upcoming fight?
The preparation has been going well. I'm very much ready for the fight. being a champion, you need to be always ready,
Absolutely.
Yeah. For me, I'm very much ready for the fight.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to put up a good fight that day.
That's very interesting. We have seen that you have been challenged by Chelton Malajika from South Africa.
Yeah.
He's probably coming here with the hopes of taking away your title. What kind of challenge are you expecting from Chelton?
For me, it's going to be an easy fight.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, being a champion, I need to be ready to face any box.
Right.
So I'm very much ready for this fight. And so I don't think like it will take long. They need just to come fast because the punches which I've prepared this time.
Yeah, ready. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We've also built a reputation as one of Zambia's most exciting fighters to watch. What should the fans expect from you for this next fight?
They need to expect a win.
A definite win.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to defend my title.
Okay.
My title will go to South Africa now.
Okay. So we are seeing that this will be, the title is not going anywhere. This is definitely staying here.
Yes.
Okay. What has been your biggest focus in training as you prepared for this big bout that you'll be facing against Chelton?
My target, I want to be the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my target. I need to have a good record for me to challenge the world title.
Right.
So I need to make sure so that I defend this title so that maybe if God allows it, I can challenge for the WBC gold.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We wish you all the best because we do know we would like these titles to remain in Zambia and also for you to go out and get more bigger titles. As we already seen, there have been some video clips on social media, like you said, of Chelton talking and saying this and that about him coming to take this title away from you. What message do you have for Chelton?
It needs just to be ready, because every fight I come up with punches. Like last time, you used the mosquito punch.
Yes.
Yeah. So by this time, you're going to use zezere punch, which is, those punches are dangerous, so you need to be very prepared.
Okay. Yeah. So this time we're expecting a new type of punch.
Yes.
I know most people are still expecting the mosquito punches like last time, but now you've got something new in store for Chelton. Okay, we're looking forward to that. So now, as you've been preparing, I know a lot of people, your fans, are expecting great things from you this coming weekend. What would be your final message to your fans and all the people that will come out to support you on Saturday next week?
Yeah, they need just to come in numbers to come and witness the new punch. They need to come fast because this time, no jokes, no drama. It's serious business. I don't have time to pray now.
Okay. Yeah. As you've heard it from the champion himself, he's got new punches that you guys have to come out and see. And he says he's not playing games. He's very serious. So we're expecting you guys to come out at the government complex. That will be next week, July 25th, where this bout will be taking place between the defending champion himself, David Sniper Mwale, and the challenger from South Africa, Chelton Malajika. Now let's move on to Mr. Malunga. Mr. Malunga, this is another major boxing event in Zambia. How significant is this championship to Zambian boxing?
Yes, I think it's a very serious position we're in now, and we're happy that Bmtv started a show like this one, where we can try and market our fights together and make sure that we do it for the interest of the country.
Absolutely.
This show is a very important show, so I must say it for Bmtv that you are doing a very good show. And this show, it's for the first time, and we're excited that in terms of sport, we are the first one.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So it's we have broken the record.
You've broken the record, the first guests.
The setup is excellent, gentlemen, lady and gentlemen. It's a very good setup.
Thank you so much.
It looks like it has been there before. Congratulations.
No, thank you so much.
We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
It is a very, very important event, and not only for Zambia, but for Africa. And the two fighters are very experienced fighters, and they're representing Africa.
Right.
In terms of WBC, is the biggest organization in terms of boxing in this world. No boxer in the world who has got a bigger name who has never fought for WBC. And WBC means well for Africa. And we have only two WBC champions in the whole Africa at the moment.
Right.
Number one is in South Africa, in the flyweight category, and we have got a Zambian here who is David Sniper Mwale. So Africa must be very proud of these two fighters.
Absolutely, yes.
So it's a very, very important event, and it's a serious business in terms of WBC. You can see the champ says no, he's not going to play or try to entertain those crowning and what. This is serious business.
Absolutely.
Because he knows what was put on the table by the World Boxing Council WBC president when we went for face-off in South Africa. I think it was also covered by you guys. There's something big which is going to come up for this country, and it will be for the second time that a Zambian boxer in terms of male fights for the WBC bigger titles. The first one was Loti Mwale, which is about 39 years ago.
Yes, that was
and Loti had also the WBC international title. So it's a very, very important event.
No, as we've seen, it's a very important event, and like you said, this is a very significant fight, and for Africa, not just Zambia. So as we've seen, Chelton has been selected as David's opponent. How did Chelton get to that point of being able to challenge the defending champion?
Yes, I think WBC has the ratings, and they've got also their own system to try and make sure that the boxers they are picked to fight for WBC titles. There's what we call board of governors and the WBC committees, which looks at the boxers themselves, and the promoters. We promoters, we make sure that we push for our fighters to be recognized by WBC by fighting for African titles, becoming champion, defending them, because the African title, which is ABU, African Boxing Union title, is like CAF to FIFA.
Yes.
So once you fight for that title and you defend it, which is this one,
Yes.
So after defending it, then we go for WBC conventions, and we bid for our boxers to try and make sure that they're recognized and allowed by WBC to fight. And this is how he has found himself. And the similar situation, it's how Chelton Malajika has been appointed by WBC as a mandatory challenger to the sniper here. So it will be a very good fight. I can look into the cameras. I'm a promoter, manager, experienced with boxing. I'm saying this is a very good fight, and it's a joint promotion between ourselves and the South African promotion called Golden Gloves.
No, I see.
And the Golden Gloves is the top notch for promoters.
Yes.
I'm very proud to say that, and we have been partnering with them for some time now. So it's a very interesting fight.
No, we've actually seen how you and, like you said, with Golden Gloves have been able to push this fight with significant promotion, and we're looking forward to seeing this big fight that's going to happen. But on the very day next week, on the 25th of July, as much as this is the biggest fight of the day, I do believe there will be some other fights that will be happening on that day. What should we expect from those other fights, and can you please tell us what is exactly happening before the big fight?
Yes, I think I have to go through the bouts.
No problem.
It's very, very important to give full information.
Yes.
Some people are going to say, is it only Mwale fighting?
Absolutely.
So let me go through the bouts. The first bout of the evening will be Joseph Chiti Mulenga and Michael Wando. Both are Zambian boxers fighting for the first time for 4 rounds. And what's so special about this fight? This fight is very special because of what we call talent identification program, which was sponsored by the Ministry of Youth and Sport. We went to Kaputa, and more than 350 kids came with their parents trying to join boxing, and we picked 2 of them. One of them was not serious. Went through medical checkups, and this kid coming all the way 1,000 plus kilometers,
Kaputa.
he has never been anywhere. We brought him to Lusaka, and we have taken him back to school. He's doing very well at school, and is doing very well with the sport itself. So this is a very, very interesting bout, and we're very grateful to government for coming up with such a program. Then we have Charity Piri, a female fighter, excellent classic fighter of Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotion, fighting Kaitlin Chipepero from Zimbabwe. This is in the flyweight category. Charity Piri, a very upcoming boxer, and I think people saw her on our last promotion.
Yes,
she did well, and she's coming up very well, and the coach is very, very excited that the progression is moving on very well. Then another interesting bout, I think Lina Kasweka is one of the most respected female fighter now in Zambia at the moment, because she's been fighting for some time. Lina will fight Mariam Dick from Malawi. Another very good fight. Yeah, so you can see that we are also following gender here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then we had Chanda Kasonka, another very seasoned. This is a very good fight. We'll fight Bernard Mwango. Both Zambian boxers. Very good grudge fight. We are looking forward to this fight. Then we have Gracious Malembeka. This is a girl in the super bantamweight category. We are trying to groom to take over from Catherine Piri. When Catherine retires, then she will take up the full responsibility of Catherine Piri. And for us, as promoters and managers of Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotion, we need to make sure that another Zambian girl is given an opportunity the way we gave other female boxers. So this girl will fight Joyce Chileshe, a seasoned fighter as well. And Joyce Chileshe, at one time, she fought Catherine Piri. So it will be a very interesting fight. Then we have Mombela Mukun. It will be a 60th bout, another Zambian bout, fighting Josam Banda. Mombela, very seasoned, Josam Banda, very seasoned fighters, and I think it will be a very, very interesting fight. Then the main supporting bout, Remy Simbe is an African Boxing Union SADC champion. It's the SADC region. He is the champion. And Remy is going to fight Mishek Kabwe. Mishek Kabwe is a very seasoned upcoming fighter, and this will be a very, very interesting bout by both fighters.
Is this also a title fight?
No, it's not a title fight.
The title is not on the line for this one?
It's not on the line on this one, but it will be on the line on the Copper Belt, I think, on the date to be announced. Then we have the main bout itself. We are very, very excited that we had come up with a budget of 900,000 kwacha. And we have raised so far 500,000. We have a deficit of 400,000, and we are very grateful to you as BMTV for coming on board to try and make sure that you help us to raise the resources towards this very important event. And the sponsors now is BMTV as part of the sponsors, and the Oriental Quarries, Big Tree, Topstar, Gatoma, Jumbe Sport, and Pick a Ride. Then government. I think I don't play politics, but I give a credit where it is due.
Absolutely.
This government has given us a full a chance, open door policy, and they have been supporting us now. This fight you have seen in the past, including the same one, we're not going to be hosted. All these titles were not going to be won if there was no hand from government.
To help.
And the government had to come in through the Ministry of Youth and Sport to try and make sure that they give us and make sure that we push for the country to be represented at the African level and at the World Boxing Council level. And we are very, very grateful to the Minister of Youth and Sport, PS Kangwa Chileshe, that you have given us that opportunity. Then we go to the charges. I think we have to look at the interests of our fans. Our fans have been very loyal, and the numbers are growing. I think you saw the way the numbers are.
The numbers are from the previous bout as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last promotion we had to stop even selling the tickets.
The tickets, because everybody still wants to see.
Yeah, everybody wanted to see to be part of the bout. Very exciting. The charges are 100 kwacha ordinary ticket, 300 kwacha VIP, 600 kwacha VVIP, and 1,000 kwacha platinum tickets. Okay. There's also a very, very important message which I would like to pass to our fans and the general public concerning this fight. Please take note that we are not going to allow anybody to put on political regalia. We are not going to allow anybody to start using the event as a political platform. We are not going to allow anybody to try and use certain words towards the South African boxer. You'll be removed straight. Let's show them, because I know the sensitivity of what is happening in South Africa. People might be emotional to try and start using the same situation here. This country is very straightforward. The event is recorded. Yeah. I would like to be honest with the fans and the general public. All our events are recorded, and I'm happy that BMTV will be there,
as well to
record. So what will happen if your conduct is not up to date, and we see that you have breached the security of that premises, we'll follow you. And the police are at the meeting yesterday with the police. The police are on top of everything. Let's show our South African brothers love, so that maybe even themselves they can show our people their love. So this is sport. Sport has got no boundaries. We are all Africans, and I don't doubt, Zambians are very good.
Will do what they have to do.
Will do exactly what is expected out of that.
Okay, so as we continue with our discussion with Mr. Malunga and Charlton, there's still a few more questions that we would like to speak about, but let us take a commercial break, and we'll be back with more questions for Mr. Malunga and the defending champion here in studio. Zambia's WBC international champion David Sniper Mwale is preparing for another unforgettable night. Standing across the ring, South African challenger Charlton Malajika. Every punch, every round, every second, live. Saturday, the 25th of July, witness championship boxing live from Government Complex. Watch it live on BMTV, channel 114 on the Topstar platform. Welcome back to BMTV Sunrise Weekend, and we continue in the sports section, and we have in studio the defending champion David Sniper Mwale, and from Quarries Boxing Promotions, Mr. Christopher Malunga, the manager and promoter. We were previously speaking about people that have come in to sponsor this big fight in the coming week. How important is it to have corporate sponsorship in the growth of boxing in the country?
It's very, very important. Take note that without the sponsors, we are not going to be where we are. All achievements is coming out of our sponsors. But the cardinal issue here, or the key part of it for sponsors to get on board, is what you are doing as BMTV. Such a platform is an excellent platform for us to show the numbers of fans, because no sponsor something which has got less numbers. And who comes out with those numbers is the media, and I think you're doing extremely well, and you have maintained that relationship with us, which we are very, very grateful. So without sponsors, we can't do. We say we salute you, and we say that may the Lord give you all the knowledge you need to try and make sure that your social responsibility duty is well maintained.
Okay, no, thank you so much for that. Now, looking back at this big fight between David and Charlton, what opportunities will arise from David defending this title?
It's a very big opportunity. You saw that's the reason why we went, the entire team, including the director to Oriental, we had to travel to South Africa. So it's a golden opportunity. I won't go into details,
okay,
because we might be taking too much pressure from our fans and the general public.
Right.
But I think the Ministry of Youth and Sport and the Boxing Board of Control, they are aware of what is expected once he defends this title. And it's a very, very big thing. And I'm happy also that you as BMTV, you have been following the entire process of raising to WBC International.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, we are willing, and you have indicated that you are more than ready to work with us to try and make sure that we promote this fight, which is a very, very good thing to do as the media. Let's work together for the benefit of this country.
Yes, absolutely. I think BMTV is committed to participating in the promotion of sports, and especially in this case, boxing. Earlier on, you mentioned the program that you've been working with the government in identifying talent across the country. What message would you have to the young Zambian boxers that also intend or have hopes of being world champions like David here?
Number one is discipline. Number two, combination of education with sport. I'll give you from our side as Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotion. I'll give you an example. Catherine Piri, combination of education with what? Sport. Where is she today? She's a full lieutenant coming out of Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotion. Barbara Banda, similar situation, coming out of Oriental Quarries. She was a boxer before she went, even when she was doing football. The sniper here, Inspector Mwale, coming out of combination of sport and boxing. So once these athletes take education very serious and sport, the sky is the limit.
All right. Just before we conclude our sports segment, let's take another short break. And when we come back, we'll have our final questions and have a conclusion to this sports segment.
Zambia's WBC international champion David Sniper Mwale is preparing for another unforgettable night. Standing across the ring, South African challenger Charlton Malajika. Every punch, every round, every second, live. Saturday, the 25th of July, witness championship boxing live from Government Complex. Watch it live on BMTV, channel 114 on the Topstar platform.
Welcome back. You're still with us here on Sunrise Weekend, and live in studio we have David Sniper Mwale speaking about the big bout that's coming up this coming Saturday, the 25th of July, where he's facing off against challenger from South Africa, Charlton Malajika. And with him is Mr. Christopher Malunga, who is the promoter and manager of Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotions. I think from everything that we've spoken about and the big fight happening this Saturday, what would be your final words to the fans that are coming to this event? What would you like to tell them to make sure that they don't miss this big fight that's happening?
They need to come on time and buy the tickets on time, get in on time. And also, my appeal is the security part of it. Please, let's maintain peace. Our language must be based on one Zambia, one nation.
Okay. We're looking forward to this big fight. Like you've heard, you should either be there at the Government Complex, buy your tickets there, come join us as we watch this big fight. But the fight will also be televised live here on BMTV on Saturday. In conclusion, what would be your last words to your fans and your challenger for this coming weekend?
I think they need just to come fast. Last fight when dandaula town. Tinge na chapi yasia. I think in different things sticking up. So I can get fast.
Okay.
Because I know what I want.
All right.
This time around, I'm not praying.
Okay.
So they need just to come fast
and be there. You've heard it for yourself from the champion himself. He's saying, if you come late, you'll find the bout is finished. So everybody, please show up in time. Be there at the Government Complex as we have this big bout happening. As you come see the defending champion defend his title this coming Saturday. The fight will also be live here on BMTV for those that can make it to the arena. This fight will be shown directly live here on BMTV. And on that note, we'll come to the conclusion of the sports segment on BMTV Sunrise. I'll now take it back to Osent, but after this short commercial break. Stay with us.
Zambia's WBC international champion David Sniper Mwale is preparing for another unforgettable night. Standing across the ring, South African challenger Charlton Malajika. Every punch, every round, every second, live. Saturday, the 25th of July, witness championship boxing live from Government Complex. Watch it live on BMTV, channel 114 on the Topstar platform.
Thank you so much, Kondwani and Mr. Malunga, as well as the champion himself. I must say I'm very excited because this is going to be my first boxing match that I'm going to watch. And I must say I will be by the ring. Yes.
Why?
It's my first time. There's always the first time. It's going to be my first time.
So hope you'll be inspired to the level whereby you have to be in the ring.
Yeah. So I don't know if Mr. Malunga, if it's okay for me to actually join boxing at this point. I don't know. I
have no comment.
You have no comment. What do you mean you have no comment?
I don't want to comment.
Okay.
I wanted to say something, but I'll just keep it to myself.
You can go ahead. You can go ahead. Come back. Are you going to attend the fight?
I have to. To be honest, it will be my first time as well. Okay. Yeah. I think it's first time professional. Ijanima tambako za show grounds ija utatupita wamenya na show grounds watambako chapa ngono wapita
but like street wamenya na bantu
street fighter but for professional one I think it's Nakara first.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what will be happening, and as BMTV will be broadcasting live from there. So just like what Kondwani said, if you're going to miss that opportunity to go there, maybe be out of town or maybe be busy, maybe engage with one or two things, you can still find time to tune into our channel on channel 114, then able to watch the match. But hey, it's just been a great show. I love everything. I love the breakdown of what Temon did with the package of Dr. Guy Scott. It was something amazing. I think we'll have more information about what he just packaged, everything. Something that we can say maybe with what they did today, we're going to look forward for another thing that they'll package next week on Saturday.
And I must also just mention to say that sometimes we need to appreciate people when they're still alive so that we can honor and appreciate them, unlike when in a case where someone dies and we're able to just highlight the good things that they've actually done. Yeah,
you're very right. I was telling the other guys the day he died, like, I was telling someone, do you know that his father was buried just by, is it Thorn Park? Just Thorn Park. I don't know the name. Because he was a missionary. So I think you've been there at Thorn Park.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, just there. So now, remember, it's a weekend, and some of you want to catch up with a number of things. Maybe go out with your family just to hang up on, like, today is what? Saturday?
Saturday.
I think it's Sunday.
Saturday.
Moving about this first. Maybe I want to vote.
Maybe.
So you can go and watch some movies at Levy Cinemas. Remember, you can buy your tickets online. Instead of going there on the actual day to buy, you can buy on the website. That's www.levycinemas.com, or you can download the app where you can also check out what's showing on the on if you're using an iPhone or you're using an Android. You can just go on the apps, then able to download and able to check what movies are actually showing at Levy Cinemas today and the rest of the days to come. Now, I love Spider-Man, and it's coming to Levy Cinemas on the 31st of July. Are you a fan of Spider-Man?
Well, let me say yes. I don't.
Okay, if you're not a fan, we're going together on the 31st.
Okay,
so
that'll
you
be
can
nice.
catch up with Spider-Man.
So you're my date, huh?
More like, but you buy popcorns, right?
No problem. Not a problem.
Okay, so we're going to review some of the movies that are showing at Levy Cinemas. But remember, we have Spider-Man coming on the 31st of July, and it's this month end. But hey, thank you very much for being with us from the time we started, and looking forward to have you again next week on Saturday, because we have a number of things that we're going to look at, a big package for that.
Yes, so join us next time, same place. We're so excited that you managed to spend your morning with us right here on BMTV. So we're going to see you next time, same place. This is BMTV. From all of us here, it's bye-bye and God bless.
What is happening to me?